Yes, here we go. Here we go. I hope you are able to see these corrections on your screen. So this is the work I had given you. This was the first question, and I have tried to go through it. I hope you can follow. Let us follow together. I will simply be using my pointer. I've written the work. The reason why I'm using the pointer is to allow me to record for those who are not who have not attended this lesson. So this was part A, and we had our two equations. Definitely, when you look at these two equations, what you learn is that they are simultaneous equations because they are two equations and they have two different unknowns. So in our previous lesson, we are looking at how we can solve these simultaneous equations by elimination method. How do we use elimination method? We said you can choose to eliminate x, but before you start eliminating, always make sure that your equations are arranged. For example, this one is containing x, that first column, and that is xx, and this is yy. So this is what I mean by arranging. Okay? That's how you arrange the equations. So if you want to eliminate x, like I told you, now there is no need for me to multiply by 2 because 2 is the same. The coefficient of x here is 2. You can see it even in the second equation, the coefficient of x here is 2. You can see that. Yeah? So when I want to eliminate x, since we have 2x in equation 1 and equation 2, then we subtract. That's what I'm saying. You can just get equation 1 and we subtract equation 2. So our equation 1 is this, and our equation 2 is this one, clearly. So when we subtract, this will be 2x minus 2x, and the answer is 0. You can see it there. Then this will be negative y minus 2y. So a negative and this negative here followed by this positive, the answer becomes a negative. So it becomes negative y minus 2y, and the answer is negative 3. Then on the right hand side, we shall have 3 minus 8, and the answer is negative 5. So when I divide by negative 3, that's where I end up. When I divide by negative 3, I get the answer being negative 5 out of negative 3, and the answer will be 5 out of 3 as the value for y. So when I get 5 out of 3, I will come and substitute it in any one equation of my choice. I'll substitute it in any one equation of my choice. For example, I have chosen equation 1. Where is equation 1? Equation 1 is this one here. And you can again see it here. My equation 1. But y is 5 out of 3. So I put there the value of y in equation 1 to get the value of x. And that's what is taught in senior 1. I hope you are not getting any challenge there. So when I put 5 over 3, this equation, it has fractions. So to eliminate fraction, I multiply by this 3 on every part of the equation. So I multiplied by 3 here. I also multiplied by 3 here. And I also multiplied by 3 across here, as you can see. So what do I remain with? 6x, 3 times 2, 6x. This 3 will cancel with this one will cancel with this, and we have minus 5 equal to 9, and 6x is equal to 14, and when I divide by 6, and divide by 2 here, I have my answer as 7 out of 3. 7 out of 3. So that is how we are supposed to do part 1. I want to thank those people who passed it very well. Now what I'm going to do, I will take you through the correction for part B. I'm doing this for people who missed last week's lesson. I will take you through the correction for part B. Then we shall look at how we can use another method. Yeah? How we can use another method. So let's look at part B. Because the correction for part C is here, you will study it and go through it. Let us look at part B. Part B, we have x over 2 plus y over 3 equal to 5. This was equation 1. Then the other equation is x over 3 plus y over 4 equal to 1. So these were the two equations that we had. These ones here, they were the two equations that we had. Yeah? These two were our two equations that we had. But I told you, if you want to solve an equation very fast, what you should do is to eliminate the fraction. What is the easiest way of eliminating the fraction? Get the LCM of all the denominators. For example, in this equation 1, the LCM of these denominators is 6. So 2, 3, they are the denominators. Their LCM is 6. I multiply by 6 on every part of the equation, like this. So x over 2 times 6, you can see that. Y over 3 times 6, you can see that. Then 5 times 6, you can see that. That is very clear. Then 6 by 2, I get 3. And 6 by 3, I get 2. 2y, this one is very clear to you, sincerely. And this becomes my equation 1, which does not contain fractions now. My equation 2 is here. The LCM of the denominators, which are 4 and 3, is the LCM of the denominators, which are 4 and 3, is 12. And I multiply by 12. Please stop writing on my screen, Speciosa. Clear very fast. Don't touch, just listen. So the LCM of 3 and 4 is 12, and I'm multiplying by 12 on every part. Please, you multiply on every part, left and right, by 12 here, by 12 here, and by 12 here. Most of you usually forget this part and you fail it. So clearly, 12 divided by 3, the answer is 4. 12 divided by 4, the answer is 3. And 1 times 12, the answer is 12. So these are my two equations that I have removed the fraction, and I can now solve them using elimination method. Please pay attention. This is the last time I'm giving you an example like this. So I can now solve my two equations by elimination method. Again, I want to eliminate x. How do I eliminate x? this is 4 coefficient of x. I multiply it in equation 1. You can see it. And this is 3 coefficient of x. I multiply it in equation 2. And when I do that, why do I do that? I want the values of x to be the same. These ones, to be the same, such that I can subtract. Now 4 times 3, the answer is 12x, you can see. 4 times 2, the answer is 8y, you can see that. Then 4 times 30, the answer is 120, you can see that. 4 times 3 times 4, the answer is 12, you can see that. 3 times 3, the answer is 9, it is clearly shown here. So I can now subtract because the values of x are the same. Remember, my intention is to eliminate x. My intention is to eliminate x. So now, when I subtract, I'm going to have 8y minus 9y. The answer is negative y. Then 120 minus 36. If you use your calculator very fast there, you should be able to get the answer as 84. So to get the value of y as a student of math, I divide by -1 and even across by -1. That's how I end up having y equal to -84. I think that is clear. Now, when I get y as -84, I will now struggle to get the value of x. Now, I will substitute this in any one equation. For example, my choice of equation is equation 1, which is this one. It is 3x plus 2y equal to 30. Now, but y is -84, so where there is y, I put there -84, and that's exactly what you are seeing here. So 2 times -84, it gives me that one as my answer. Now here I have done it right away. Get your calculator because I was running short of space. Get your calculator. You get 2 times -84. The answer should be something like -168. Now -168. Since I'm solving for x, when I take it across, it becomes a positive. So I will have -168 plus 30, it gives me 198. And I divide by 3, 3x is equal to 198. Divide by 3 here, by 3 here, and I have x equal to 66. I want to allow one person to ask a question. Okay, let me allow two. Ask a question before I take you to something else, using another method. Who is still confused? Who has not yet understood? 2 people. The first one, you unmute and ask the question. I think that means everything is okay. Now I will leave you to do part C, but I want my corrections, you people, those who did not do this work. Once again, I'm thanking Aliho Sarah, my namesake Aliho, and the someone using the name of Monica Godi. Those two people passed the work very well. They were neat. Everything was okay. So allow me to take you to another method where I'm going to take you through one example and I will give you some assignment. So this is, I hope you will be noting, I hope you have been writing notes in your books. This is now solving simultaneous equations by substitution method. How do we use substitution method? The steps are shown clearly and I'm going to take you through. When you want to use substitution method, you choose one of the two equations which you feel is easier for you to make one unknown the subject of the formula. Choose one equation which you feel is easier for you to make one unknown the subject of the formula. For me, when I looked at these two equations, I saw that this was 4a plus b equal to 14. This is 3a plus 4b is equal to 7. I looked at this and this first equation was very easy to make b the subject of the formula because I can just take 4a across and it becomes a negative, then I remain with b. If you want to make, for example here, if you want to make a the subject of the formula, it means I will bring this negative 4b on the right hand side, and when it crosses equal signs, remember the sign changes to a positive. So it would now be 7 plus 4b, then you will later divide by 3 to remain with a. So for me, I've chosen equation 1. My choice. And you should also be free choosing an equation to use. No one should coerce you or what. We are in a free world. So me, I chose equation 1, and from my equation 1, which is this, it is the same here. I made b the subject of the formula. I made b the subject of the formula. How? By taking 4a on the right hand side, and when it crosses equal signs, no question about that, the sign changes to negative. So I have b equal to 14 minus 4a. You see that one clearly. Now listen, my friends. Listen to this carefully. This is always the reason why people fail this part. When you are using substitution method, if you have made b the subject in equation 1, then you must substitute it in equation 2, not 1 again. If you have made b the subject of the formula in equation 1, then when you are substituting, you must take it to equation 2. That is very important. So my b is equal to 14 minus 4a. But now, since I got it from equation 1, I must now substitute it in equation 2. Take note of that. What is equation 2? Equation 2 is this, and as you can see clearly, it is again the same equation 2 here. So I'll just put the value of b, which is 14 minus a. 14 minus a. I put it there, so it will be 3a minus 4. Then where there is b, we put 14 minus a equal to 7. And there we go. We have 3a. I hope opening brackets is not a problem. 3a, 4 times 14 check your calculators. Mine gives me 56. Then negative 4 times negative 4, the answer is 16a. You see, I had also made a mistake, but for you, you are not allowed. For us, a teacher, when I make a mistake, it is a slip of a pen or slip of chalk or slip of tongue. But for you, a student, when you make a mistake, then you don't know and you get 0. So open the bracket properly. Negative 4 times negative 4, the answer is positive 16a of 7. Now I'm looking for the value of a. 3a. Now I'm going to collect like terms. 3a plus 16a, it becomes 19. 3a plus 16a, it becomes 19. You can see it. Then this negative 56 will be forced to find 7 by crossing equal signs. And what does it give me? It now becomes positive plus 56. So I have 19a equaling to 63, and a is equal to 63 out of 19. I encourage you to keep your answer as a fraction. Keep your answer as a fraction. Don't divide with the calculator and you get decimals, because if you get decimals, you'll be forced to round off, and your answer at the end will be very different and wrong. So a is equal to 63 out of 19. When we get the value of a, then we now substitute in any equation of our choice to get the value of b. Me, I have chosen equation 1, and here it is. So when I put the value of a, which is 63 out of 19, to get b from here, you see b is equal to, when I take for a, the other side, it becomes a minus, and this equation is still exactly the same as this one, where I had made b the subject. So when you want to find the value of b, just put in that one where you had made b the subject. Don't suffer a lot. Why are you suffering? Jesus paid the price. So I have b, 4a has come across, so I have b equal to 14 minus 4a, and b will be equal to 14 minus 4, but a is 19 out of 3, okay, 63 out of 19, so I put it there. And you know how we deal with fractions. When we are multiplying fractions, we multiply the numerators together. So I said this is negative 52. Get your calculator. 4 times 63 is negative 252 out of 19. And there we go. And when I subtract this, my answer ends up becoming positive 14 out of 19 as my answer and as my value of b. So now you can unmute. We have a few minutes remaining. You can unmute and ask a question. Unmute and ask a question. Feel free.